Sports Mom back here with you to show you how to make a Hudl highlight reel. So a few of you guys have asked me if your high school or your club organization uses the platform Hudl. This is going to be the video for you to kind of help you to be able to highlight and create a highlight to showcase your athletes' talents to be able to then pass around and post on Twitter or be able to send out to college coaches once the time comes. So it's important to be able to showcase your talents and get seen, and this is one of the really great ways and also easy ways once you have a little bit of practice and know how to do it. So that's the intention of this video here for you guys today. I hope you guys find it useful and something that you yourself or your athlete can be able to do for yourselves in the future as you guys go along your process. So this screen that I'm on here right now is it's my daughter's Hudl page for her club team, and this is her own personal page. So this is if your organization, like I said, uses Hudl or your high school uses Hudl. This is going to be what you're looking at when you first log into your players' profiles. So we're going to kind of go through a couple things here. I'm going to try to show you guys the best way that I possibly can and the easiest ways to be able to do it. Bear with me as I'm recording and doing this live. Hopefully the computer stays up with me and doesn't lag a little bit, but let's jump right into it. So if we're going to create a highlight, for me, I found the easiest way is to be able to do that from reports. So once your team films a game, uploads it onto Hudl, and then sends it over to Hudl Assist, you then would be able to go into your report function, and then it's going to pull up all the statistics from the game for every single athlete that's on the team. But then you can pretty much use these filters over here to select information that you want that pertains to your athlete. So first thing we're going to go through is we're going to actually select which games we want to view. So we're going to go right here to view other games, and we're just going to go ahead. You can select as many games as you want. Just for the intention of this video, we're just going to select 5 games here from our last tournament and go ahead and hit select games. The next filter you're going to want to go to is you're going to want to go to athlete. Okay, then this will pull up all your athletes, so then you can target which ones you're looking for. Okay, it does not matter if you have totals or averages for this, because we're just looking for statistics that are going to help showcase this athlete in a great light for college coaches. So you don't really want to take a look at 2-point field goal attempts, right? Because those are also going to include misses. So like this would be a really good stat to take a look at. It's 2-point field goal makes. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and click on this average of 2.6. And when we click on that, it's going to load up all of the videos from the games that we picked of my athlete, of all of her 2-point makes. Okay, so if we click on this, it's going to show the play video so we could take a look. Okay, that looked pretty good. We're going to go ahead and select that because we want to just add it to the video. Then we're going to go ahead and look at this one. Let's see if this one makes the cut. There she is, driving the lane, hits the hoop. Okay, we'll select that one. Let's take a look at this one. Loose ball, grabs it, backs it in, drives it to the hoop. Okay, we'll take that one. So we got 3 clips here. You guys can pick as many as you want. A good highlight video, you really want to make sure you grab the coach's attention pretty quickly. Your viewer needs to be hooked in to want to continue watching. But typically, a coach isn't going to watch really longer than 2 minutes unless they're really interested in you. So I would keep your videos under 2 minutes long unless you're sending it specifically to a coach and they specifically ask to be able to see it. So once we have these clips, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click share in playlist. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to name this playlist. So we're going to say OBS test. Okay, just for the purpose of this. So we're going to name it that. Okay, and then because I'm videoing, I don't have my full screen, but then once you have your playlist named, and you want to specifically say who has access to this. So right now, I'm going to make sure that I have access to this just in case. But right now, Aubrey has access to be able to do this. Okay. Now we have our playlist saved. All right. So let's say like we want to go in and we want to show some more. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and click exit here. And we still have those 5 games here. But if you look down here, like if she made some 3-pointers, we'd for sure want to make sure we add those 3-pointers in. We didn't have that for this game, so we can't add that to this video. But it looks like she did pretty good with, scrolling down here, we have some rebounds here that we could put in there. We have some assists, and then we have some steals. So let's go ahead and take a look at these assists. Again, featuring anything that would show that she is fundamentally strong. Let's take a look at this one right here. So here she's passing it out to the wing. That's okay, but let's see if we can get a better one. All right, here, dumping it down to the post. Okay, let's do that one. So we'll click this one because we like that, and we're going to share it to the playlist. All right, we're gonna X this out, and then we're gonna start typing in what we named our playlist, which was this Aubrey test. So here it pops up right here. And we're going to save that one to the playlist here too. Okay, so if you wanted to, you can continue to save this to the playlist and then go back and, you know, put in some steals or rebounds if you wanted to. But for the sake of the video, we're just going to go view now to our playlist. So here's all of the plays that we went ahead and we saved to our list. We're just going to go ahead and select them because we've watched them. We know that we want to send them to our highlights. Okay, so we clicked all those and we're going to send to highlights. Then this pops up down here, Aubrey Spychalski, highlights added. We're going to click on her name. And it brings us back to her profile page. So if we go up here to this bar up here, we're going to click highlights. And we're going to click highlights again. All right, that's not doing it. So we're going to go to your highlights up here. There we go. Sometimes like that's the kind of things you're like, what the heck? It's supposed to work, but it's not. So we got it from going up to her profile here, and we're going to click create highlight. All right. So now we're about to make our highlight with our video footage that we've saved and looked through for the games through reports. Here you want to be creative, descriptive, and label your highlight reel to grab the attention of a coach. So typically I'll put my athlete's first and last name and then the tournament or games that she played in. So we're going to say Run for Roses. And then you can also put the date. All right, once you're done with that and it looks good, you're going to hit click and done. Next here we can do is your theme. So Hudl has a lot of different highlight themes. You can pick whatever color you like. I typically like to stick with the colors of the actual tournament. So we'll do red for Run for the Roses. And now we got to get the stuff on here, right? So we're going to click this blue plus box. And here we're going to add our videos first. So you'll click on video. And then your highlights, any highlights that you've ever saved are going to pop up here. Now this is where I wish that Hudl was a little bit more user-friendly to where you can easily just pick that list that you have. But unfortunately, what I'm told is they're working on that. So what I found is typically the last highlights that you put in are going to be close to like the bottom here. So let's see if that's the case. So here's that assist. You can watch it by clicking on it. This is the one we want. So we're going to click it and we're going to add our clip to the reel. Again, we're going to go down to the bottom here and see if those 2-point makes here are the ones that we wanted. So we'll just kind of hover over this one. Got to wait for them to load a little bit to be able to see it. Again, my apologies here. What we'll do is, for time's sake, we'll just go ahead and we'll, oh, here we go. I think it's going now. Let's make sure that this is not an old one. All right, that one looks good. Let's take a look at this one. All right, that one looks good. So we're going to add these 2 clips too. Again, you can add as many clips as you want, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to add in 3 videos, okay? So then we're going to hit this back arrow, and then it's going to tell us more stuff that we can do. We'll come back and do the music afterwards. We are going to enter in some slides here. So we'll do, you can either pick between this one or this one. So if it's like a game, like your team versus another team, you could do this one. If it's a highlight reel of just your athlete, I would suggest picking this one. Again, your title should be your athlete's first and last name. And then it could be the tournament that they played for, or whatever this would be. So you can characterize this. I also like to put the jersey number here. And then if you also want to put the year that they are going to graduate, you can do that as well. So you'll go ahead and add that slide to the reel. Okay. So now down here, we have our 3 videos that we saved and our title page. And you can easily, like I just took this, I clicked on it and I held it and I slid it to the front because we obviously want this to be in the front. Okay, you could do the same thing with these 2. So remember, you want your best plays to be first. So all you got to do is drag and click it and bring it to where you want it to be. Okay, so now, like if you want it to be done with it, you totally can. But if you want it to be perfect and you want to go ahead and add some things in here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on this little pencil and it's going to bring you right into this film. Okay, so a few different things that we're going to do is we want to shorten this clip up. So again, it's not using extra time. So we'll go ahead and hit these scissors. And then you're able to drag this where you want it to be. So I'm following it. All right, she's got the ball about here. So we'll let it play out here. And then she finishes the play, the basket is done about here. So let's take a look and see how that looks. We'll look at it one more time. All right, awesome. So we have just her play. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hit this little circle thing. Now you're gonna be able to kind of pick and see which one you wanna do. I've messed around with a lot of these different things, but I find that the circle is probably the best bet to be able to show and highlight where your athlete is, because when a coach is looking at this, they're looking at the entire court and you want them to focus in on your athlete. So this little thing here is going to help to drag the video to a point where we have a clear picture of where she's at. So she's right here. So now what we could do is we can shorten this up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then in this video, this circle is going to pop up. It's going to show her before she completes her play. Okay. So then we're done with that. So there is hers. Now the next thing you could do is if you wanted to write things like you can do, drive the lane, you can write 2-point conversion, you could write whatever you want here. Aubrey scores 2 points. If you're going to do verbiage like this, you just want to make sure that this is professional and it's true to what the actual play is. Okay, so that's how that goes. So we'll go ahead and hit done. Now that clip is going to be complete. So I'll go ahead and show you one more. So we want to go to this video next. We're going to hit this pencil here. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so this was the assist. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the scissors. We don't need all this film. All right, that's about when she's going to get the ball. She drops it down low. And let's take a look to see how that looks for timing. Perfect. All right, so now we need to show in this play, this is an assist, right? So we want to make sure that we are featuring the right person here. So I'm going to move my time thing here. She's about to get the ball. She's circled. We'll go ahead and hit done there. If I wanted to go ahead and add any verbiage, I could just say assist. Done. And let's take a look. Hudl is kind of thinking a little bit here. And it's doing its thing. All right, so you would go ahead and do the same thing for this one. Pencil, shorten the clip, circle your player, write the verbiage. Okay, so let's say we're happy and we're done with this video. The next thing that you're gonna do is you wanna add some music, right? So you go ahead and hit the plus sign again. Go here to music, and it's gonna pop up all these different music choices that you can pick, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick any one. You don't wanna pick one that has like crazy, like very loud, like ear bleeding music. So this one I know is probably not one of my favorites, so I'll show you what it sounds like. Actually, that one's not that bad. But some of them get kind of a little crazy. Like this big black hole metal might be a little too much, but completely up to you. Okay, so let's just pick one. We'll do this one. Add it to your reel. So then it'll add the music down to the bottom. Okay, so let's say we're all done. We've added our clips that we want to. We've gone in there. We've shortened them. The length of the video is under 2 minutes and we're happy with that. What you're going to do now is you're going to go ahead and click publish. And you're going to go to play your highlight. Now, this will take just a couple seconds for it to load. I'm typically like pretty impatient and I'll try to click refresh, refresh, refresh until it's ready. So we'll do that a couple times. We'll give it a few seconds. Bear with me, guys. See, it's like when you don't know what you're doing, it's a little bit overwhelming, but once you do it a couple times, it gets a whole lot easier. So I'm hoping that this helps you guys a little bit. The longer the video, the longer it will take to process. Usually takes like 1 or 2 minutes. I'm hoping since this one was only about 30 seconds, it should be pretty quickly here. All right, let's see. 3, 2, 1. Yes? No. Come on, Hudl. I'm doing a video here. It's coming. It's coming. Here we go. This time. Maybe not. And boom. All right. I guess we'll wait. So feel free, guys, while this is processing, I'll just share with you. I am definitely an open book. I know some of you guys follow me on TikTok. I'm going to upload this to YouTube to be able to share it with our club parents as well. So if you ever have any questions, you can always comment, whether it's in the YouTube comments or TikTok comments, on any questions you might have or further problems that you might run into to help troubleshoot. I definitely be willing to be able to help you with this. This is something that I kind of figured out on my own. And again, like the whole intention of me doing this is to make anybody else's journey a little bit easier, because if I knew all the things that I knew now when I first started, I'd probably be a little bit more efficient with all the things. So I'm really hoping that this highlight video takes, like, this is actually taking quite a bit of time. So hopefully we get a good run here in a second. If it takes too much longer, I will just show you that it works at a later date. But basically, once this is done here, it will automatically go into play it to where you could take a look at it, see if you like it, and you also have the opportunity to go back and edit it if you want to too. So I'm just assuming that there's a lot of stuff going on with Hudl right now. I'm gonna try to close some of these out. Maybe that'll help. There we go. So if you want your volume to be on, you could click it up a little bit.
Over the left side for Aubrey, who goes all the way to the bat. Inside to Annabelle. Top, that was like the attempted pass. Aubrey muscling her way in off the glass.
Also, so you know, like, we have a really great person that videos all of our games, and he does a really great job with highlighting and doing like the audio in the background for all of our parents that watch that aren't able to come to the games. So when you're making a highlight video, you can also, if you wanted to, you can mute any type of audio that is on the film as well too. So you can do that if you want to. But basically that's your video. You can easily just go ahead and click this little arrow, and you can get a link here to where then you can share the link. Or you can go ahead, if you have your Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff, you can send this to yourself here. So it's an easy way to be able to share it. So hopefully you guys found this useful. Again, if you have any questions or you want more information or there's something I didn't cover, feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to help. Have a great day. Tired Sports Mom signing out. Bye-bye.